Hi guys and welcome to today's video. Today I thought it could be a good idea to do a little life update because I feel like I haven't just talked to you for ages because I stopped the vlogging like 6 weeks ago. So anyway, life update, that's what we're doing today. So I'm not at a good point in my life right now and it's quite of a messy story in my brain, so I'm gonna try to sum up my point. I've got a few points that I want to talk about written down, but bear with me, it could be quite messy. By the way, if you are triggered by mental health issues, body image issues and stuff like that, maybe go watch something else, like My Journey to the USA series, for example. So ever since puberty, I always had issues with the way my body looked. I thought it was too feminine, I thought it was too curvy, I thought it was too weak. It was complicated in my brain. But basically I had issues with what my body looked like, and because I was dealing with heavy bullying at the same time, I began really stressing out about literally the smallest thing, the smallest details about life could stress me out. And I started to internalize a lot of things at this period in my life. So that was about 13 years old. Yeah, I was about 13 years old, I think. And a bit later in my life, when I was around 14, 15 maybe, in addition to dealing with bullying and stuff like that, I also started having my identity crisis, like sexual identity crisis, which again put me in a weird place in my brain because in addition to not liking the way my body looked, I also started blaming my body for being female because I thought that I was attracted to girl mentally, but if I would have been born, was that a sentence? If I would have been born. Would have I been born in a boy's body, it would have been fine to be attracted to girls. So I started hating my body even more and stressing out about things even more. Fortunately, after high school, bullying stopped, thank God, but I was still dealing with a lot of issues related to my body, which was basically, in college, I was working really hard, obviously, to pass my classes, and I was also dealing with anxiety and stuff like that, mental health issues that I am absolutely not ready to get into today. But I was dealing with that, and having to see people for 10 hours straight every day was draining me. So I had no energy to do grocery shopping, no energy to cook, no energy to feed myself. So I was skipping a lot of meals. Yeah, I was skipping lunch most of the time and probably skipping breakfast 6 days a week, I'd say, which was bad. And I was also stressing a lot because that's what I do. By the end of college, I had to write a master thesis, which is incredibly stressful as well. So literally all you do is write, and when you're not writing, you're panicking about what is left to write. So that was also stressful. And that was a few months ago. Yeah, I finished early July, I think. Now it's mid-October and I'm still not back in a good place in my mind, in my life. So right now I still don't have a job and being rejected is becoming more and more stressful. I still live with my parents, and even though I am grateful that they let me stay here, it's also incredibly stressful. I should stop saying incredibly stressful, but it is really stressful. I also had to stop archery, which was basically the only thing that kept me sane for the craziest period of time that was college in my life. Because my wrist issues have been getting worse and worse, so I had to stop archery, and that's really hard on me. And in the middle of this shitstorm, me and my girlfriend broke up, which also is really sad, and so basically I stopped everything. I stopped exercising because I didn't have to shoot anymore, so I didn't have the motivation to go work out, because obviously if you're not doing anything, I was like, why bother? I stopped really trying with like being healthy and even going out because I don't have anything to do or anyone to see. And it was getting worse and worse. So slowly, from puberty to, well, maybe not from puberty, but from age 15, I'd say, where I started really being stressed about little things in my life, to today, 2 weeks ago, I was slowly putting on weight because when you stress, that's what at least when I'm stressed, that's what my body does. It just stores fat, apparently. And it was a very slow process. It was not like, ooh, I gained 20 kilos in 4 months. So I guess I noticed, but it didn't really shock me. Because it was like, oh, a few pounds here and there in like 10 years. Surely it's fine. And I got used to it. It was definitely adding to the fact that I didn't like my body because it looked too big and too, like, not muscular enough for me. But I wasn't doing anything to change it because I had given up. Like this summer, literally, I had given up on everything, on me, which is a bad thing to do. Don't give up on yourself, guys. And it's not like I couldn't do it. I knew that at some point in my life, I was happy with the way I looked. I was, I think, around, maybe 12 or 13 years old. And I was happy-ish with the way my body looked because I was not too fat. I was very muscular. So I was like, I want to go back to this. I just didn't have the motivation to kick myself in the ass and do it. Until the 10th of October, which was last week, last Tuesday, I think. It was World Mental Health Day. Wow, that's difficult to pronounce. World Mental Health Day. There we go. It was last Tuesday, and a lot of people have been sharing their stories about dealing with anxiety and stuff like that, and I could relate to so many of them. I was like moved to tears by some of them, but I didn't feel ready to talk about it, and not really talk about it like on camera to you guys, but I wasn't ready to talk about it to anyone in my family or to see a professional or anything. I'm not ready. But a lot of people are, and that's good for them. I just wanted to say right now, if you don't feel ready, you're still valid, and it doesn't mean that your issues are less important or that you shouldn't take care of yourself. Let's just take it in your own time, at your own pace. One day, I hope that I'll be ready to talk about anxiety and do something about my anxiety because it's really poisoning my life. But right now, I wasn't ready and I'm still not ready. So we're gonna drop that subject. What I can do though is tackle the part about my body that I don't like, which is the way I look. I want to get back to my muscular-ish self, and also I want to lose weight. But I still lacked that motivation until October 11th, so the day after World Mental Health Day. I'm concentrating really hard to say that. Dan Howell, Dan is not on fire, posted a video about the way he dealt with his depression. And it was really open about mental health and struggling with depression himself. So he talked about a bunch of stuff. I'll link the video in the description for you if for some reason you don't watch Dan's videos. But yeah, I just thought it was a very honest video, and it made me realize, because he was talking about stuff that he did, like trying to eat healthier and to exercise and stuff like that. And he said, I exercised 7 hours a week. And I was like, hang on. If this guy who's always complaining about hating exercise and never going outside can literally work out for 7 hours a week, why can't I do it? So I'm doing it. Not 7 hours a week because I don't want to do something that I won't have the time to do when I do get a job, hopefully soon. And at the same time, I decided that because I did some nutrition classes for like animal nutrition, and I aced that class, by the way. It's all about making meal plans for cows or sheep or stuff to make sure that they get enough energy from the correct sources of energy, like proteins and carbs and stuff like that. And I was like, hang on, I did that in class for cows and sheep and stuff. I do that for my dog. I make sure that he has enough energy, but not too much, and from the correct source. So why can't I do that for myself? So I've tackled that. I'm now 10 days into whatever the hell I'm doing, and it's going great. I am recording bits and pieces of my weight loss journey, and I will make a video probably called Weight Loss Journey. But that will only come whenever I am comfortable in the way my body looks. So that could take a while. I'm doing good and I'm feeling amazing about myself. So that was my life update, I guess. Thank you for listening, if you did listen until this point. It was probably a lot of rambling that didn't make sense, but I feel like I needed to say it, not for you specifically, but more for me to like remind myself the place that I was like, the place that I was at in my life when I started this journey to my better self. Whatever. I don't know what I'm calling that. That's gonna be it for this video. Thank you for listening again, for watching, I guess, because you're watching me, you're seeing my face. By the way, feel free to leave suggestions of videos if you have things that you want me to do or to talk about. I'll try to, if it's something that I'm comfortable doing, obviously I'll try to do them, because I also want to film stuff that you want to see, guys. And yeah, that's gonna be it for the video. I think I said that before. You can subscribe to my channel by clicking on this bubble over here. You can also go watch last week's video, which was my puppy being cute. I was actually supposed to film this last week, but I chickened out and filmed my dog. Anyway, bye!